Hello. Okay, I figured something out and I have to say it. So, I was talking with Kali Ma a long time ago. That's my painting of Kali. And I talked to my painting and I was like, Kali, 5 minutes. And I was like, I had to make the video because I just have to. So she kept, yeah, she kept saying, she's like, we're connected. She's like, we're all connected, blah, blah, blah. And we are. But when she told me her life story, she was like, okay, I was born out of the forehead of Durga, out of her third eye. And so she told me about her life, and she said, what was happening is Durga was battling this demon for the blue people who are called the Rehevajak people. And the blue world is the world where they work on emotions, and they live in the realm of emotions, so they're blue. And it's an ancient world, and a lot of the Hindu gods and goddesses were in that world a lot, which is why they're always blue. But anyways, and so Durga was fighting with like all this demon who was he looked like Beast from Beauty and the Beast. He used to be a buffalo or something of that sort, she said. And he was loved. He loved everyone. He was connected to everyone. And then he started believing in separation. And so then he started getting like, oh, I'm better than these people, blah, blah, blah. The thing is that demon is a mindset. And right now in this world, we have that mindset of separation. And so that's the main demon that Kali battles. And she kept telling me that we're not separated, but yet she would tell me this individual story of how she was born. And I was like, okay, so you were born out of the forehead? And she was like, yes, I was born out of the forehead of Durga, and her skin was black, jet black. And she told me to paint her to where she was just dark black, like the void. But I made her blue and green like the Reshevak people to like symbolize who she was fighting for at the time. But her face is black, and anyways, but she actually is black like the void. The void is the place of no space where you create whatever you create. And since we're all creators, that's what we imagine when we are in the void. So when you're in the void, like you imagine a blank dark space, then you snap your fingers, and that's how you imagine creation. You snap and creation happens, whatever you want. So they're fighting in the void this demon, which just represents like self-doubt, separation, like pride, because he wants to be like better than others because he was praised so much. Like they made him separate by praising him. So then it just became unhealthy. So it's not always anyone's fault. That's why we're all connected. So I was like, Kali, that's how you were born? Like you were born with a sword in your hand? I was like, was it like a real sword, you mean? And she's like, oh yes, I was there, and I was fighting, and I was like, oh my gosh, wow. Like because I think of the day you're born as like your little baby, and so anyways, she's a force of creation. And so what she is, because I was like, wow, she's like the universe. Then I realized as she was talking to me that we all have a piece of Kali Ma inside of us, because all of us have a piece of the void and creation inside of us, and all of us have that ability to fight separation. And so then she fought separation and self-doubt and things like that, and like power and ego. And now she's like a symbol of that transcendence, because she's black like the void, and born of the third eye. So like we have to turn inward to get to our higher selves, to get to our piece of Kali. And there's all kinds of different pieces. Like Mother Mary has a lot of compassion for the world, so when you pray to her, you truly do protect others, like with Mother Mary's compassion, because that's her energy, that's her essence. There's nothing she can do. She'll heal and help anyone, people who are terrible, anyone. It doesn't matter. And so then so I was like, so today I was like, maybe I should be Catholic, because because I love Mother Mary and I want to be more like her. But then as I began to understand that we're not separate, I do have a piece of her just like all of us do inside of us. And so it's just about tapping into those pieces and realizing we're not separate. And then when you get someone in front of you who is talking like they are separate, that's when you have to start chanting to yourself that you're not separate. And then you also have to imagine that that part of their shadow is burning or being doused in water underwater or something. You have to destroy it so that you don't become a part of that collective shadow. And so this is like the new magic that I'm learning from Kali Ma, and I thought it was really important to talk about because I just didn't get it for like a whole 2 months that I've known this about Kali, about her life and how she was born. And I just kept thinking, I just kind of thought of her as the best thing in the whole universe. And I just thought like she was so interesting and cool. And you know, Kali, when she came to this earth, like one of the life forms that she was Medusa. So they tried to make her separate, and they stole her innocence and they harmed her, but she's a force of nature. Her entire being is to be a tower moment for all people. And so being a tower moment, that's like the most shake-up feeling in the world. So when she's a tower moment, you know, she can't help it. She turned into Medusa. Because in this physical reality, this is like the last part of us that is always like fighting against separation. So we have to fight for connectedness. And if we're not fighting for connectedness, we're never going to feel peace. Every single one of us are our own universe inside of ourselves. And so we have to be balancing these energies that come towards us. And there's nothing you can do, because people will come towards you and they may have like a lot of separation in their mind, a lot of things that they're dealing with. Let's say they focus on politics, and so they're like thinking of good versus bad and like problems and what's right, what's wrong. You have to understand that that's them and their universe conflicting between separation. So you have to burn that away within them. Like I think it's helpful to like be like pouring that into them so that they can, and like pulling on their connectedness, because of we're all source inside of our hearts. There's a piece of source inside of all of us. And so now I understand Kali's entire thing, and this is how we get rid of that demon. That is the buffalo spirit that was so wonderful, that turned to separation and self-doubt. And it's to remember that we're connected, that's a big lie. That's not the truth. And all of us have a piece of all of these strengths inside of us, all of these deities, whoever we believe in, whatever, like the stars, the moon, the sun, we all have a piece of all of it inside of us as creations of this universe. And so to connect and to truly like care about one another is like the most important thing right now. And and now when I hang out with people, I'm going to be focused on connection in a way where I have to stay true to myself. Like I have to somehow, any way possible, understand the balance inside of my universe, inside of my souls, and keep it balanced. No matter what other people's are mirroring at me, I have to burn away the separation and constantly be on point in order to have total peace and to be an anchor in this world of light. And I know that like earth angels and light beings don't like calling ourselves that, but I think that this is the actual key. And I'm glad that I found it, because I was focused on separation before this. I was like, who are these species? Who's this? Who's that? Oh, this deity is amazing, blah, blah. But to focus on it in separation is to focus on it wrong. And so that's what I wanted to share.